You should pull the fucking trigger.
Pull the trigger.
What is up, my Battle Royale nerds? I'm here to hit you guys up with another video, and the video is titled, Will Fortnite Die? So this is a real thing we have to worry about as players who love Fortnite. Games do come and go, games do die out, you know, there's always ups and downs when games. Usually there's always a peak when new content is released, whether it's new guns, new maps, new areas, new towns, etc. Fortnite is currently in the top 5 of streamed video games and viewed on Twitch. It also has a player count of 1.3 million players currently and has up to 30 million players in total from different IP addresses. But PUBG is also in the top 5 on Twitch, maybe even top 3 to be honest, and has a almost 3 million current player base. So that's double of what Fortnite has currently. Also, PUBG just released a new map, 3 weapons, and new vehicles. So this is a real contender with Fortnite, who is releasing a new area on their map, which is a huge town in the coming weeks, and just released a 50 on 50 game mode. So you have to release new content to keep the player base up. So that's why PUBG, for example, last month only had a 4.9 or 4 point something % player spike since other previous months, which had 20 to 30% player spike. So increase each month. So that's why they release new content to keep more players coming to the game. Also, they don't want to lose their current players and streamers to go play other games. You know, they gotta keep that new content there so players want to play the game, of course. But on a side note, Fortnite is free to play, and that's why it's able to survive with PUBG around. But we have to worry about that the market is becoming more saturated. So there's more and more Battle Royale game modes, and even previous games that have already released that didn't have that kind of game mode are coming out with that game mode just to compete and get into this market, in this trending market, and boost their player count. Also, one thing that Fortnite doesn't have is a competitive scene. We don't have an international Fortnite, we don't have tournaments, leagues, etc. Whereas PUBG just recently had their international and pro teams were there, like Liquid, Cloud9, you know, Ninjas in Pajamas, all these professional teams, Fnatic, all these teams that are capitalizing on this, whereas Fortnite doesn't really offer that. And that is very important to a game survival, is to have a competitive scene within the game, not just your casual players, but keeping the players that want to make a living playing these video games and being the best at that video game. That's going to attract more players to play that game. I really hope Fortnite doesn't suffer how, for example, Battleborn got destroyed once Overwatch was released. You know, I'm someone that was trying to go professionally into Battleborn. When it came out, I was playing on a competitive team, we were planning out LANs, and then once Overwatch was released, the player count just dropped so drastically that the game is basically dead now. And it's really hard for me because I really enjoyed that game, and I felt that the content was way better than Overwatch, just way more in depth and everything. But you know, it really depends who's backing that game, and luckily enough for Fortnite, Epic Games is a really huge developer and created the engine that PUBG is created on, so they're able to have more of a leeway. So I don't see the same thing happening that happened with Overwatch and Battleborn. But I also hope that that Fortnite doesn't become like Paladins to Overwatch, just kind of like the free version of the real big game. But also Paladin does have a competitive scene, they do have international tournaments, they do have competitive players and streamers, but at the same time it's not at the same level as Overwatch. But like I said, Overwatch has the support of Blizzard, and Blizzard's not going anywhere. Even if their content might not be as great, they have that market and that marketing team and everything they need to make sure that their game is first for their genre. I don't think Fortnite's gonna die, but it will definitely take a dive downwards in the next coming months. I really hope it doesn't. I really hope I'm wrong about this, because I really enjoy Fortnite. I think the content's really good. It's probably the best free game other than maybe Dota 2 right now. In my opinion, like, the game is just amazing. If you haven't played it, check it out. It's free to play and it's amazing. There's no pay to win, because you know, pay to win is really discouraging to a lot of gamers. Nobody wants to pay to win if the game's free. So it's a great game. Check it out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You know, let me know if I missed anything, and make sure to subscribe so you guys can see my live streams.